Hello, welcome, Autumn. Can you hear and see me okay?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Welcome again. My name is Emma and I'll be your host today. We have about 25 minutes to complete a scenario and reflect briefly. Were you able to review today's scenario?
Yes, I was.
Great. Any questions I can answer?
No, ma'am.
Wonderful. Let's review the goal then. In this simulation, you're the teacher of a sixth grade language arts English class and are focused on teaching a brief but thorough vocabulary lesson. Your goal is to facilitate a multisensory instruction of a Tier 2 vocabulary word, assessing and addressing gaps in understanding, and to engage the students in a practice activity as a means to ensure comprehension. So with that in mind, what Tier 2 vocab word will you be focusing on today?
I will be focusing on the word dehydrate.
And what kind of gaps in understanding are you expecting from the students as they engage in the lesson?
So, what I'm expecting is for them to either struggle to grasp what dehydrate means or n- not knowing how to properly use it in a specific context.
Yeah. So not knowing maybe how to use the word properly. Are there any strategies that you think might be effective for your lesson?
One strategy that I think would be effective is showing a picture of something and going and asking, "Do you think this is dehydrated? Why or why not?" So giving them visual examples of something that is dehydrated.
Yeah, so showing them really visuals and examples to help them understand. Wonderful. Well, a few things to note before you get started. If you need a pause, just say pause simulation and I'll return to assist. A quick reminder about the students. If you ask them to do something that is beyond the capabilities of the program, for example, to clap or give a thumbs up or speak all at once, one of them will politely respond with the principal says, "We can't do that." That'll be your cue to move on and try a different tactic. Any questions about that?
No.
Wonderful. And if you have any visuals, just make sure any blur filters are off. There's also a self-view camera for positioning. That icon is to your right and it looks like a screen with the outline of a person. For your lesson today, the students will all have name cards. From left to right, you'll see Mina, Will, Jayla, Emily, and Carlos. You'll have up to 20 minutes today for your lesson. Then I'll come back and we'll briefly reflect. If you finish sooner, feel free to excuse the students to recess whenever you're done.
Alrighty.
Any other questions?
No.
And how would you prefer the students address you today?
Miss Emery.
Wonderful. Well, when you see the students on your screen, you can begin your lesson with them.
Alrighty.
Hello.
Good
Hello. I like
morning.
your blue curtain. It's very pretty.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone this morning?
Oh, doing great. How are you?
I'm
Good.
good. All right. So,
Good.
today's lesson, of course, we're working on our tier 2 vocabulary, and the word we are going to be working on is dehydrate. Would anyone like to take a guess at what that word means?
My mom has a water bottle that says hydrate. Does it have something to do with water?
Yes, correct. So actually, hydrate is the suffix that relates to water. So, yes, you are correct. So, if we know that hydrate means water, what do we think dehydrate means?
Maybe to add or subtract water.
You're right. You would take away water. It would something would lose water. Now, can anyone tell me what the part of speech for the word dehydrate is?
Well, it sounds like a verb.
Correct. It is a verb. All right. So, the next thing I'm going to go over is the prefix of the word dehydrate. Does anyone want to take a guess at what the prefix de means?
Um, you said it was. Does it mean to remove? Maybe because you said it was.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
de
Oh,
means to
okay.
remove, and hydrate means water. So, any questions before I move on to the next part?
No.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to go over was how to sound out the word dehydrate because it is a bit of a long word. So dehydrate can be broken down into 3 syllables. Dehydrate. That's how it can be broken down, and I'm going to quickly read a little passage here to give you kind of sort of an example of how the word dehydrate or dehydration would be used in context. So, this passage says that in Western Australia there were gold mines. However, the colony's gold fields posed great challenges for miners. The desert landscape increased miners' risk of disease, dehydration, and heat stroke. So, what can we defer about the word from that context of it being used in increase the miners' risk of dehydration?
Does that mean they didn't have enough water?
Correct. So, what do you think happens when you take the water out of something to dehydrate it?
Well, it gets all dried up then.
Correct. So I actually have an example here of this plant. Does it look dehydrated or does it look hydrated?
And that looks dehydrated.
Yes,
It's all dry.
it is dehydrated. So all dehydration is removing the water from something. Um, and another example would be dehydrated fruit. So like raisins, for example, those are dehydrated
Oh.
fruit. I know a lot of people like dehydrated bananas. So,
Oh, I think I had those before. Those are like the crispy ones.
yes, that's a dehydrated fruit. And another thing I wanted to go over was synonyms for the word dehydrate. So, some synonyms would be dry out, drain, evaporate, and some antonyms of the word would be to hydrate or to soak something in water. So, can anyone tell me in their own words what the word dehydrate means?
So, dehydrate means to remove water from something.
Very good. Can you give me an example?
You said like the raisins or those the bananas that are all dried up.
Correct. Do you know any other examples?
Well, I guess a person too. You said the miners. A person could be dehydrated if you need water.
Correct. Another thing that is dehydrated is beef jerky. All it is dehydrated beef.
Oh,
And of
I didn't know
course,
that.
yeah, and of course the plant that I showed was also dehydrated. Um so for example, another way that this word can be used is if you don't drink enough water, you can dehydrate, so you will lose water. Now that we've gone over that, I wanted to show one more thing. So, what would happen if I took a plant and I didn't water it for a week?
It would possibly die depending on what kind of plant it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's close to what I'm looking for, but it would dehydrate because there's no water being given.
Yeah, it'd be real thirsty.
Yep, so I'm going to do an example here of things that can dehydrate. So, we know that plants can dehydrate and people. And of course, food. What else can dehydrate?
Plants, people, probably animals too.
Yes, animals can too. So, now that we know that, I would like, individually, I will ask you all to use the word dehydrate in a sentence. So I'm going to start with Mina. Can you please use the word dehydrate in a sentence, please?
The flowers did not have enough water, so they were dehydrated.
Very good. Will?
I didn't drink enough water, so I became dehydrated.
Very good. Awesome sentence. Jayla?
I didn't drink enough water at the theme park. It was very hot, and I became dehydrated.
Very good. Emily?
My garden plants and flowers didn't get enough water, so they were dehydrated.
Awesome. And Carlos?
Yes, I was running outside and I became very hot and I was dehydrated because I
Very
didn't have
good.
water.
Very good. So, now that we know that, and we know that hydrate means to add and dehydrate means to take away. So, I'm going to kind of represent with my hands here how something would dehydrate. So, right now, my hands are closed, which means I have a lot of water. Now, I'm slowly going to move my hands. What are we doing? Are we gaining water or are we losing water?
Losing water.
Very good. So, as we lose the water and we come down here, what has happened to the plant?
Well, that's dehydrated.
Yes. So all it means is to lose water. So I want to go over the spelling of the word dehydrate because it can be broken down, like I said, into 3 syllables. So it can be broken down like this. Dehydrate. So when you put it together, you wind up with dehydrate. Now, when looking up, in a dictionary, the definition, you're going to come across and I'm going to say this wrong, the phonemes of the word dehydrate. And those are going to be D, and it's going to say I, which is the long E sound in D. So I'm going to label this here for you all. All right. So when looking at it, this is how it will be spelled in a dictionary. So these are the phonemes that make up the word dehydrate. So the D right here, of course, stays the same. The I, the long E is kind of like an I. The high kind of sounds like A and I together. Then D and R are separate. And then the ATE, sounds like EIT. Any questions?
Dehydrate. No, I understand.
Okay. Anybody have so can anyone tell me what other words you would find the prefix D in? I want to make sure that you guys understand what DE means, not just in the word hydrate.
Well, I guess anytime you're saying to remove something, so could you say, I know my mom has a little ball that says de-stress, so I guess that's for removing stress.
Yes, very good. So D means to remove like dehydrate. Another example would be deflate. And
Oh yeah, that's to remove the air out of something, like a ball
yes,
gets deflated.
yes. So pretty much anything with the word D as the prefix, you're taking something away from it. Now, we went over the suffix hydrate, which means water. Can anyone think of any words that you would find the word hydrate in?
Well, the word hydrate by itself is a word.
Yep.
You could well, it's still dehydration or
Yep.
hydration. I don't know what else. I mean, hydrate. I don't know what else it's in besides hydrate and hydration.
Okay. So, now that we know that, and we combine D and hydrate, we get dehydrate, which just means to remove the water. And so I came up with our little chart over here. So you can see the dehydrated fruit, and then our prefix D, our part of speech, it being a verb. Our synonyms are dry out, drain, and evaporate. And our antonyms are hydrate, moisten, and soak. And our definition is to lose water or have water removed. So I'm going to show you one more example, and then I'm going to ask a few questions. That way I know that you guys understand. So, for example, this picture of meat right here. Does it look like it's dehydrated or hydrated?
Hydrated.
Close, but not it. Try again.
Well, I can't really see it very closely.
Here, let me.
It's kind of hard to tell, but if it's beef jerky, then it's dehydrated.
Yes, very good. I apologize. That picture was awful. How about this person on a hot day?
Dehydrated.
Very good. All right. So, now that we have our meaning and our examples, would anyone like to come up with their own sentence about the word dehydrate? So it can be
like didn't we do that earlier? Are we doing another sentence?
yes, I'm just checking to make sure that you all understand what dehydrate means. That's all.
Okay, I could say I was running outside and I was real hot, so I was dehydrated.
Very good. All right. So let's do our little summary here. So we learned about the word dehydrate and what it means. What are some contexts that you would use the word dehydrate in?
Well, if you're hot and you need water, you're dehydrated. Or
Okay.
if an animal is hot and needs water, they're dehydrated. Or if a plant also can be dehydrated. Or food.
All right. So you could use it in the context of science, it being a person, plant, or animal that's dehydrated. For example, a plant that's unwatered. Another one you could use it in is food because there's dehydrated fruits, vegetables, and meat. Another way you could use dehydrate is if you have seen like kind of like the candy that's dehydrated to make it crunchier. There's always that. So, does everyone understand what the word dehydrate means?
Yep, I understand.
Any questions?
No, I get it. It's to remove water. Yeah, I understand.
All right, well, then I'm going to go ahead and dismiss you all for recess. Have a good day.
Okay.
Welcome back. Congrats on completing your simulation. How are you feeling after your lesson?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Well, I appreciate appreciate our time together. For next steps, once you receive the link to your recording, please submit it for assessment. It'll be evaluated according to the rubric requirements, and you'll receive your results after the evaluation is complete. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your course mentor for further support. And thank you so much, Autumn. We hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.
You too.